So this is the first of our plumbing fixtures that we're working on, a Craigslist find. And yes, that seat's a little tattered, but there's something interesting behind that white paint on the tank. Thought I'd get a little close-up of the condition of it all. That brass is going to be all redone, but then it needs to be patinaed so it looks old. Here's how we started off. Grab that toilet seat. It needed to be cut up again and re-splined back together because I'm sure you noticed those cracks in it. Then we just scrape it all off and sand it and get it ready for a nice coat of black paint. Same goes with the toilet lid top. Little cracks, but it's still pretty solid. Then you see those hinges right there? Yep, those are cleaned up a bit, but now we're going to patina them. And now, the tank bowl. Boy, that was a problem. Totally clogged full of stuff around the jet holes at the rim. Remember that white paint I was telling you about? Well, we took it all off. Bakelite tank is underneath that. Pretty unique. So now that it's cleaned, stripped, sanded, polished, painted, it's looking pretty great in its location. Moving on to the corner sink. Yep, it's a 1897 crane corner sink, and we did find some original faucets for it. There they are in their old aged patina, no longer chrome. Now, the cool thing, the copper topped tank. Did we know it was copper? Well, there was something in the ad from the Boston place that we got it that said copper. When we got it here, it didn't look copper to us. Looked more just like, I don't know, tin. But then I opened up the top of it. I looked inside. Lo and behold, yep, we got a copper tank. Wait till you see what we did with that. Here's a pretty cool item that the client found. She found an old toilet. This is the wall mount toilet tank that goes to it. It holds all the water. It's got some paint on it. We're going to strip this paint off and see what we find underneath. So we're going to start with this painted tank. We're going to apply some of this Dad's Easy Spray. It comes with this little spray bottle. And we're just going to coat the whole thing. Got that started. Well, it sure looks like it worked pretty good, didn't it? In trying to keep this restoration as vintage as possible, we've gone to our favorite plumbing supply house, eBay. And we found some nice handles along with, believe it or not, old plumbing valves for the tub and for the shower. Now the only thing is we need to be able to make it so they work, turn easy, and most of all don't leak. And I got Adrian Rivas here with A. Rivas Plumbing out of San Clemente, and he's going to tell us exactly what he did to make this old thing work.
Well, what we did was first kind of clean it up, took it apart. Everything was pretty much there, other than the unions. We had to cannibalize a couple of things for the unions to make these work, which were combination copper unions and water meter unions. So we have one of each for the hot and cold, and then for the tub spout, which was hard to come up with. Well, no, lucky, I guess I should say. We ended up using actually a straight water meter because it wasn't a flared union. It was just a compression type deal. So we found something at the supply house that worked perfectly for the tub spout. That was that. So now we had almost all the components that we needed. Then we basically took all the little valve stems apart, cleaned them up, found new washers for the for the stems, and then packing nuts, we are actually just going to use some hemp rope for packing.
As they did back then.
As they did back then, actually. And all the other parts were in actually really good shape. When I took it to the supply house, I think they said that the valve was made by Scoville, who also made, in the time, made toilet flush valves, ballcock assemblies. And what else did they say? That if we ever were to try and replace them, we'd have a hard time finding that valve stem end on anything. So we're kind of stuck with what we got.
Okay. Well, let's toss it on the wall, see what it looks like.
We went back and forth on what kind of a wall that we're going to have behind that tub and shower, and she picked out some tin ceiling tiles instead of basic white tile. I think she made a good choice because they really stand out.